Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so very grateful to be here. It's really interesting how my first time at this meeting, I was actually looking for another guy. And I'm like, what is all these people here talking about houses? They come join us, learn real estate. And I'm like, I love this. Okay. So there's one thing we're going to do. Okay. We're going to shift the frequency of the room. You are going to meet 3 people and tell them, I think you're awesome because. 3 people. And over here, just say, I think you're awesome because. Example, I think you're awesome because you always have a great smile on your face every time I see you.
And I think you're awesome because you're very outgoing and welcoming.
That is example. 3 people, go. 1.
You're awesome because you're healthy, you're exciting. Wow.
You're awesome because I love you. 0. Okay? Now, raise your hand if you feel a little bit of a higher energy boost. Okay, the energy boost. Okay, it's that free. See, energy cannot be created or destroyed. It's only transferred. It's only transferred. And what is the one thing that is in common with real estate, with stocks, with any business? What's the one common denominator?
People. Making money.
Who said that? Right there. People. People. We got people mastering real estate, but they're not mastering people. People mastering stocks, but they're not mastering people. What's the point of mastering how to build a ship if you don't know how to work in water? There is no point in that. So what I'm going to teach you today is some of my tips and tricks to master connecting with people to the point where you have referral partners where it just feels like a family. You know, it just feels like a family and you're really, really connected. You know, as he was speaking about the TED, it was a TED talk that I gave. I gave a TEDx talk on the way we speak to ourselves and the way we connect with others. And TEDx is a platform with over 60 million subscribers on there. And I was on there speaking about how we don't prioritize love and we don't prioritize connecting with others on a genuine scale. We prioritize what we want, our goals, our dreams, all that stuff is just cool. But without prioritizing other people's goals, other people's interests, you're going to find yourself isolated. And it's way harder. You see? The thing that I'm after teaching you guys is how to create effortless success. Effortless success. If you want to go fast, you'll go by yourself. But if you want to go far, you go together. So I have here 5 short tips. I only have so amount of time. 5 short tips on how to master relationships and create referral partners that'll allow you to really thrive and have fun in everything you do. First things first, understand what is abundance. That's an open question. Who can give me a definition? What is abundance to them? In your way, what's abundance?
More than enough.
More than enough.
Aware that you have more than enough.
Aware that you have.
Enough for everybody in my circle.
Mm-hmm. Enough for everyone you're saying.
Overflowing.
Overflowing. See, it's simple. It's very, very simple. You know, the simple definition is happiness and the ability to do what you need to do when you need to do it. In terms of yourself, happiness and the ability to do what you need to do when you need to do it without any considerations, without any worthy. Now, did I say anything about money? Did I say anything about gold? Abundance is a frequency. Abundance is a beingness. And the thing about abundance is that if you define, okay, but I'm gonna say something as well. I'm spiritual. You know, I'm spiritual, metaphysics. I'm really, really big into that. And that's my way of verbalizing everything, okay? So if you have a frequency of abundance, what you're going to do is you're going to attract nothing but that to you. And a quick way to creating a frequency of abundance within you is adding abundance to others. Okay? When we define abundance to just one medium, because there's many avenues of abundance, okay? When we define it as, I need this one thing, we're going to cut off ourselves to many other forms of abundance. There's 2 things in life. There's principles and there's methods, okay? Let's say, for example, the method, someone says, I want a passive income. Okay, I want a passive income coming through, you know, either real estate or through exchanges or trades or whatever it is. That's the method, yes. But the principle, I want security. Or I want freedom. How many people here wants freedom? Freedom. That's what I'm after. That's what we're looking for, freedom. We want the freedom to do what we need to do whenever we need to do it without jeopardizing anything in an effortless state. Because these are natures of our souls. The spirit's nature is to be free and to be loving. That is very much in our nature. You see? So you're always going to gravitate towards that. You see? So first thing, understanding what is true abundance and master all forms to support that. Okay. Next statement, ABMP. ABMP. It stands for always be meeting people. Always be meeting people. Okay. When I was first building my coaching practice, a lot of the people that I would work with and coach with, I would meet them at a grocery store, at a gym. You see? But here's the thing though. I was socially awkward.
We can see that.
Yeah, no, totally, yeah. I was very socially awkward. As I grew up, I liked being alone. You know, I get home from school. You know, I had a couple of friends in high school. I didn't like to socialize much, so I actually had to teach myself how to talk to people. You know, what you're seeing in me today, I had to teach myself. I used to go to Walmart, you know, and grocery stores and say, okay, I got to talk to one person or I can't leave. Just say, hey, how's it going or something. Because I was so nervous and so scared of people. So I had to teach myself. So one of the best methods to initiate conversation with someone, let's say, for example, if you're standing next to someone in line or an elevator, it's simply form, okay? Form. I'm going to teach you what form is. The F in form stands for family/from. Hey, you know, first start off with a compliment. Hey, you know, I like your shirt or whatever it is, you know, so where are you from? You know, where are you from? Where are you and your family from? Then after you talk about where you guys are from and family, then you go to the O, which is occupation. So what do you do for work? Okay, cool. That's good. You what do you do for work? Yeah, you do that? Yeah, I do real estate, whatever it is, or whatever it is. And then the R is recreation. Outside of work, what do you and your family like to do? Oh, you guys like to golf? Oh, I like to golf as well. I don't put the ball in the hole ever, but I like to do it. You know, I go to Top Golf, maybe. You see? Actually, I'm real good at putt-putt. Man, putt-putt, man, you give me that windmill, I'll do that all day. And then after that, the M is kind of like you want to set up for maybe a meeting someday. You know, it's like, how about this? I really like your energy. That's always a safe thing to say. I really like your energy. You know, it feels just good being around you. I would love to grab coffee sometime. And then boom, when people are going places, one thing I've found is that people always have time for genuine connections. They always have time for that. But if you approach them, hey, you know, you're looking to sell a house or you're looking to buy, blah, 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 they're gonna be like, oh yeah, they're gonna think of you as just that person. You know, they're not gonna think of you as a human being. They're gonna think of you as the person, okay, I only talk to this person when I wanna buy or sell a house or whatever it is. You want them to think of you as, no, this is a person I genuinely like and I'll support them in whatever they're doing rather than just the method. The method, buy, sell, house. The principle, I wanna connect with this person, you know, on a deeper level. You see, so you want to build nourishing relationships and actually have that attention on top of your mind. Next aspect, okay? This is a part that I had to develop myself to, is organize your relationships. Who's heard of a CRM? A CRM? If you're in any type of business where it is built on your own efforts, where pretty much if you do nothing, then you won't eat, it is absolutely imperative that you organize your relationships with some type of CRM with one another, okay? Because that's how you organize your follow-ups. That's how you organize when to reach out to them. You know what I do? Everyone I meet, I ask them, what is their kids' birthdays? You get their kids' birthdays, and on their kid's birthday, hey, it's little Joshy's birthday. I just wanted to wish him a happy birthday. That's so sincere. People are like, oh, wow, thank you. You know, it's very original. You know, you always want to create many touch points with people. Because you can get good at meeting new people, but nourishing those relationships, okay? It's better to go a mile deep than a mile wide. I'd rather have 5 close friends than 200 people I barely know. Who agrees with me? Yeah. You see, it's way better to do that. So you want to go deep, but you also want to organize it as well because it can get a little overwhelming for you if there's an organization. Now, this next one, okay, this is a really good one. I found this one. So I do a lot of speaking engagements, speak across the country. You know, I've been very, very blessed. Actually, my very, very, very first speech publicly a lady reached out to me over Twitter because I was posting positive tweets. And she was like, I'd love to meet you. I'd love to connect with you and hear your story. I go to meet that lady. Turns out she works for Dr. Ben Carson, who was a presidential candidate. And she's like, I'd like to introduce you to Dr. Ben Carson. And I'm like, I'm not political. Don't throw me into all of this. You know, I don't understand it. You know, I pay my taxes, okay? You know, like I don't. And she's like, no, he's very spiritual, just like you. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll go meet him. I go meet him, connect with him. We talk about principles of success. He talks a lot about spirituality and metaphysics and connecting as human being, love. Whenever I say spirituality, I just mean love. That's really what it is. Whether it's, you know, Buddhist, Christian, no matter what it is, if it flows through love, I love it. Okay. So after talking with him, I called him back to say thank you. She says, you know what, Alan, tonight's actually the Iowa caucus and we don't have a speaker. We'll love for you to do it. Yeah. And mind you, I've never given a public speech before. So I show up there and I walk in and and I'm like, okay, cool, I'm ready to go. And she's like, okay, go out there. I go out there, 500 people in the audience. That wasn't the worst thing. My opponent, who's standing there waiting for me to speak against him, Donald Trump himself. If you look up YouTube, Alan Little speaks against Donald Trump, it's still on YouTube. My very first public speech was against Donald Trump. And what he spoke about was, you know, make America great. He did this whole spiel. And I said, you know what? My perspective, I'm not a professional or anything, but the way we make this country great is that if people took the time to tell their neighbors they're awesome. What if people took the time to get to know their neighbors, love them, understand them on a daily basis? If every American woke up in the morning and said, who am I going to enhance today? Who am I going to add value to today? Just from a genuine scale. As a nation, whole country increases. You know, standing ovation, it was absolutely amazing. And that was my first speech. And ever since then, I've been, you know, speaking all over the country and loving it. And this right here really, really helps in terms of like getting more opportunities and more things. Is you want to be on a mission, okay? So let's say you have your referral partner, people you connect with, and like, you know what, this month you're looking to, let's say like buy more houses or sell more houses or whatever it is. You want to tell your referral partners, like, listen, you know what, hey, great to connect you. This month I am on a mission. I am looking for 6 properties that are ready to be bought. Can you help me with this mission? And I'm like, you know what, I got you. You know, if you've already added value to them, you already nurtured to them, now their dream, their goal is your goal as well. Your goal is their goal. You see? So some people say, oh, help me find more houses or help me with more leads. That's not specific. That's like, okay, cool. But if you say, you know what, I got to have 6 by the end of this month, and you tell 20 people that, things will move. Things will definitely move. So you want to be focused on that as well, having that target mission. Be very intentional on what you do. People follow intention. SMART goals. You know what SMART goals are. Okay, most people. You guys know what SMART goals are? Specific, measurable. Okay, cool. So last aspect of this. This right here, I put this last because this is the one that I can go on about the most because I experienced the most deficit of it in our society. This is always be adding unconditional value to people in the way that they value the most. That's the key. So many people, they want to add value to others in the ways they think they need to add value. But what I'm saying is add value to people in the way that they're asking or the way that they need. Okay? People, because our concept of value is like sometimes it can be skewed compared to other people. Like for example, like I can meet someone and be like, okay, how can I add value to this person? Maybe I'll, send them referrals, send them leads, yada, 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 yada. I'm like, you know what? Let me just ask this lady, how can I add value? Good question. How can I add value in your life? What can I do to add value? And you know what she says to me? She says, yeah, Alan, first off, let's step outside because this ringtone's going off. We're going to talk about this. and then afterwards, she says, you know what? I honestly just need prayers right now because my son's not feeling well. And right now, my husband's at home with him, taking care of him, and I can use some prayers, And we talked it over and everything, held space for her because she was super sad about it and things was going on. But sometimes the best way you can add value to someone is just to lend them an ear and hear them out on what they're going through. You'd be surprised on how much you can touch someone's life by just being present with them where they are. Whether it's in business or outside. Some people may say, you can add value to my life, give me a ride to the grocery store. Some people say, hey, you add value to my life by help me find a house. But what you do after that is you make that your primary mission. Okay? Mr. Rogers. I love Mr. Rogers. I've watched that movie. We saw the movie with Tom Hanks. I love that movie so much. One of my favorite scenes is that, Mr. Rogers is talking to the main character, and he's like, you know what? I think that people need to take more time to have empathy and care for other people's feelings and where they are. And Mr. Rogers talks to the man. I think his name's John. He's like, John, you know what's the most important thing in my life right now? John's like, what is it? Mr. Rogers is like, talking to you. Talking to you. It's really prioritizing the other person, making their mission your mission. Because we live, and one law that is consistent across every spiritual belief is that what you do unto another, you do unto yourself. What you fail to do for someone else, you fail to do for yourself. Do you want to be abundant? Do you want to be rich? Do you want to be like the best you can be? Well, how can you help someone else be the best that they can be? How can you add value to them in a way that they value the most? Now, mind you that your goals can be like 10, 15 million a year. But if someone else's goals is only like 40, 50,000 a year, and you still help them create that, like help them with a job, whatever it is, you're still going more towards your goals. It doesn't matter like how big it is for you. It's about how big it is for them. I've met a guy where the biggest thing he needed at that time was just a ride to the grocery store. He said, I just need a ride to the grocery store. And unconditionally adding value. There's too many times where I'll come to a networking event or some type of, investment group, and then most people are there, they're there only focused on what they want to get. They only focus on what they want to get, and if they don't get what they want to get, then they leave out there like, that meeting's not worth it. I don't like the people there. Because they're just focused on what they can get, okay? If you think about how many people can help you, you may come across 2 or 3 people, okay, in the room. But I need you to think about how many ways can you help other people. If you think about how many ways you can help other people, that is infinite number, everyone. And the irony of this is that when you prioritize helping other people, anything that you're creating amplifies. This is the only investment that's given me 100x returns every single time consistently. 100x returns. Unconditionally giving and making their mission your mission. And not doing it just to get. Don't help someone. Remember when I helped you the other week? Nah, don't do that. I help people. I help people, and I say, you know what? I got you. It's taken care of. My blessing is going to come from God. My return on my investment comes from our Creator. That's where my return comes from. There's a man who was walking. He was. This is a funny one. He's about 90 years old, walking through the mall, and he stops. And he's like, young man. I'm like, well, what's up? He's like, can you help me? I'm like, well, how can I help? He's like, my legs, man. I just can't walk another step, man. I'm really, legs hurt, my knees hurt. So I go across the mall, it's a true story, and I grab him a wheelchair from one of the stores. I give him a wheelchair, and I push him shopping. I'm like, you know what? I'm feeling good today. I take him to the coat store. I'm like, pick out a coat. He gets a coat, and I buy this coat for him. It was like a good-sized coat, very nice, keep him warm, and we really connected. It's like, physically, he was like 90 and I'm like 30, but spiritually, we were the same age. We were talking about very relevant things. And so I push him to his car. He gets out of the wheelchair. He's like, I'm gonna tell you something, young man. You will be paid back for what you did for me. It ain't gonna be from me, but you're gonna be paid back. And he tells me that, and I'm like, oh, well, I appreciate it, And it's just that experience wasn't enough for me. You see? So in closing, I want you guys to be the best investors you can be. I want you guys to really invest and really take over the world with it. But don't forget that everywhere you go, you're working with people. And I want you to be more rich in relationships and love and happiness than anything else. Because any type of success without the happiness and the relationships, it's just golden bars of prison, man. It's just a prison you're stuck in. There's so many people I connect with that got millions, but without the love, without the connection, man, it's just empty, man. It's just empty. So it's okay. Go out there, build investments, but can you bless people along the way? That's the thing. Can you bless people along the way? Okay? So what he's speaking of earlier, so he's speaking about the Lion Team. I started a community. It's called the Lion Team. Stands for Love Influences Others Naturally. That's what the Lion stands for. It's on Facebook. Just look up the Lion Team. I think I have some cards on me as well. Here, just pass those around. So it's just the Lion Team on Facebook. Or if anyone wants to become a coach or become a speaker of any sort at all, feel free to connect with me. I've dedicated my life to just healing, to just adding healing to the world. Anything transformational, upliftment, positive, that's my entire life. Okay, so I'd love for you guys to connect with me. And I assume we can probably get into questions now, but thanks for having me on with a little motivation. Thank you. All right, so if there's any questions, I'm here over anything. Yes?
You said that you spoke in front of a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And opponent was Donald Trump.
Yes.
What did Donald Trump say? What did you say to you, or what did he say to you?
Well, we spoke a little bit in the beginning, but after I spoke, true story, he's in the front row. After I spoke, by the time I looked back in the front row, he got up and left. He just left. Because I wanted to go to him and say, hey, man, good. Nope.
He doesn't open, he doesn't give it what you're preaching, what you're speaking to.
I don't want to make any assumptions. I just saw him leave. It could have been security reasons. I don't know. Because it was a pretty packed room. It was 500 to 700 people up in there. They rented out a whole church, and that was an amazing experience. I got so many people high fives or touched. I got emails. Social media went crazy. True story. There was actually a guy who was a lawyer, and he was trying to talk me into running for city council in West Des Moines, Iowa. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what is that guy doing? He's like, no, I can represent you. You can run for city council. I'm like, no. I'm like, no, bro, I'm like 24. Come on now, bro. I'm going to be up there, city council, playing video games in the back. It's not going to happen. Good one. Any other questions over anything?
What's your favorite video game?
My favorite?
You brought it up.
You know what? I vary so much. There's this game called Rocket League where it's like soccer with cars. Rocket League? You might know Rocket League? Yeah.
My daughter's boyfriend plays it all.
Oh, yeah. Well, what's his username? I probably,
I have no idea.
Yeah, Rocket League. There's this other one called Jurassic World where you can start like a big, like a theme park with dinosaurs, and a T-Rex is today's worth is $500,000 to genome a T-Rex and sell it, and I trade dinosaurs. That's what I do.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I've also been in a lot in the metaverse stuff as well. Big into that too. So. Yeah. Trade. Yeah. What's up?
What's it like to be a member of the Lion Team?
Oh yeah. So basically, I'll give you a little backstory. When I first came to Kansas City, I was really craving just a positive community of people that was like-minded like me, I'm very entrepreneurial, but I was sick of meeting people that are entrepreneurial, but I didn't really resonate as real people. They were just so in their frame. So I'm like, you know what would it look like to have a community of people that I can always be myself around? I ain't always got to be certain, I can be myself around. And I started giving motivational speeches all around Kansas City, like one every other week or something like that. And then, we made a Facebook group called it the Lion Team. And this was 2020s when we put it together, about 400 people, and now we're at over 5,000. And we got people in there from Africa. We had a person in there from Africa, someone from Australia, a couple people from Australia, actually. We have Lion Team meetings. We actually have an event on March 4th. March 4th is an event called Get Empowered. And if anyone joins the Lion Team, that's we got 3 speakers that are going to be there as well. So think of the Lion Team as your positive-minded family that's always there to support you in anything, and just to be around that energy whenever you need. That's really what it is. It's like me.
So
Yeah.
it's basically Facebook, but you do have some
Yeah. It's a Facebook group. But we have meetings offline as well from Facebook. It's if you look on Facebook, it's the Lion Team, or if you go to thelionteam.org, that also redirects you right to it. It's thelionteam.org, all one word. So yes.
How long have you been motivational speaking?
Since I was 5 years now. Yeah, I was 25 years old. Yeah.
How long did it take you to go from being that socially awkward person to where you're at now?
It was about 2. Well, I didn't know I was socially awkward at first. You know? I didn't know. I didn't know. And then luckily for me, I just had, people in my life, mentors like, listen, Alan, you got to learn how to work and talk with people. And mind you, the social awkwardness I had, it was just I was just scared. I was just scared. I was just nervous. And it just shows up. So in about 2017, that's why I was like really prioritizing working on it. And I say about a year or so. It's like once you like are aware of it and you work on it and you like intend to work on it, then it tends to take off, And mind you, I had coaches and I had a lot of coaches. Man, I never go a day without some type of coach, mentor, life coach, business coach in my life. Always have the accountability of others. What's up?
What are some of your favorite books?
Oh, good one. Okay, so very, very, very first, the books that are the foundation of everything that I do. Everything. First one. It's called Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh. Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh. There's 3 books. That's the foundation of everything I do. Now, also from a business standpoint, I would say one of the most powerful business books I've ever come across where I've noticed drastic shift in my business is The Go-Giver. The Go-Giver. The Go-Giver is really, really good. Let me see if there's anything else that comes up. Yeah. Conversations with God, all 3 books, and The Go-Giver. Anyone, just prioritize those books. My perspective, clearest path to effortless success. And I love to say effortless success because some people believe in killing themselves to success and struggling and not. Listen, I love a challenge. I love effort, but not if it's taking away time from my family. Not if I'm like overwhelmed or anything. I'm all about effortless success.
What about podcasts?
Podcasts.
Do you have any recommendations or anything that you listen to?
Yeah. Let me. I'll go. What's that?
Or do you do podcasts?
Oh yeah. I did a lot of podcasts. Because I have that super motivational spiritual side of me, and then I have like that Elon Musk like entrepreneurial side of me. So the entrepreneurial side of me, Entrepreneurs on Fire is a really good one. Entrepreneurs on Fire. They have a lot of people from different type of business walks. And then as far as podcasts on the motivational side of things, there's so many now, man. I mean, Tony Robbins, he has a pretty good podcast as well. He hasn't posted in a minute, but he has a pretty good podcast. Really, I do probably more YouTube videos when it comes to inspiration.
Well, that's, who would be other people you've listened to? Tony Robbins?
Oh yeah, Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn's really, really good. Abraham Hicks is really good. Wayne Dyer, this is our inspiration. Wayne Dyer is really, really good as well. And let me see. There's this guy named Bashar Channeling. He's really, really good. Named Daryl. Bashar Channeling. That's really high, like spiritual. He talks a lot about how star families coming, and it gets pretty deep. We're gonna have friends and family from outer space. Hi. What's up?
Yeah, you are really strong motivation speakers.
Yes.
And you give a people motivation, you give a people inspiration.
Yes.
However, in your life,
Uh-huh.
when you're deeply despondent,
What's that? Yes.
like, went down.
Goes down.
How do you recover? How do you get a motivation? And how do you recover from that? And do you have that kind of experience?
Okay, that's a really good question. Okay, that could be a whole nother speech, but I'm gonna give it to you fine-tuned. This is the secret to consistent happiness. Do not base your motivation on outward circumstances. Base it on an inward decision. If you base your motivation and drive and happiness on outward circumstances, that's about as predictable as the weather. It is based on your own inner decision. I'm happy today because I'm here. I'm alive. Make your success and your motivation come from things that are very, very like simple, very appreciative. But okay, right now, I'll give an example. Right now, I got reached out to from a lady who is with a streaming service about a national television show, and they're looking for a host for that show. Okay, she called me, she saw my website, and potentially, I don't know, I can be on a national television show that's on Peacock TV as a host. Now, my girlfriend, Sky, she's like, this is amazing. I'm like, yeah, it's cool and all, but at the same time, I'm not gonna make my happiness based on whether I get that or not. Because if it doesn't happen, then now my happiness is don't make your happiness based on someone outside of you, because you can't control that. So I appreciate the things, and I choose my motivation to be on things that is, you know? Like if you got, let's say if someone has a sales goal or whatever, they're going after it, well, don't make it so do or die. I gotta get here or else. How about this? I get to get up and I get to do my best, and I get to give it all I got. You know, a lot of my success, a lot of my drive comes from I look myself in the mirror and I'm like, did I do my best today? I did. I'm satisfied. Forget the results. Did I do my best? Did I focus on that? Then yes. And actually, when that is your main driver, the universe will conspire all things you want to come right towards you. All success comes to you. Yep, keep going.
Okay, I'm a nurse. I'm retired from nursing, but when I convince the patients, there's so many despondent, so many discouragement. Even though I try to explain what I have to do, just give up.
Yeah.
How do you teach
Yep.
them, or how do you encourage them?
Here's the key to that. We have, like, for example, like in nursing, things are really like just a little bit lower. Empathy. Okay, so I believe in authenticity over positivity. I'm not, I don't think everyone should be happy all the time. I'm saying be authentic with where you're at. If I get someone that's coming to me and like she's really sick, they're sad, they're not feeling good, empathize with them, be in their world. Because people just being heard and they're feeling understood does a massive, massive like degree of upping their mood because they're seen. So I would say empathy, but at the same time, don't go too far into their world to the point where you're leaving your own happiness. You're leaving your own world. Be present with them. But if you find yourself getting a little bit overwhelmed, say, hey, I'm gonna take a step. I gotta take a step back for a little bit. I'll call in another nurse or another doctor. But make sure you have oxygen for yourself as well. All right, that helps? All right. What's up?
No, you answered mine.
I answered, okay. Cool. Yes.
What's your focus, destiny?
My focus destiny? I want to sit on a rocking chair with 9 grandkids, and I got the best stories to tell them about my life. I want to be rocking in my rocking chair, and I can look them in the eye and be like, yeah, I gave it my all in this lifetime. Your grandpa didn't settle at all. He gave it all. I want them to read about their grandfather and all over the place. They're like, look at this magazine from like 2020 when he did this and did this and did this. I'm just this real old man with just all these crazy stories. I wanna be at a space where I look back on my life and I smile with so many details, create so many memories, and say I lived. Yep. What's up?
Do you have any crazy stories about your tattoos, or did you all?
Oh yeah, yeah. This is just, and it goes all over my. Yeah, I used to be in the bodybuilding to the point where I was like 235, 240, and there is a saying in bodybuilders that like when you're lifting weights, if someone's the same size of you, the person that's bigger is the one that has more tattoos. So I'll be like, okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna get tatted up.
I'm
Yep.
offended. You said 240 like that was heavy or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. That's where I was.
How much you weigh now?
Now I'm a solid 195.
I was 240 at one time.
You was 240 at one time? Yeah. Well.
Yeah, but I was like Pillsbury nowhere.
Oh yeah.
My little size.
Yeah.
How's the exercise habit?
What's that?
Exercise habit.
How to create it as a habit?
What are your? Do you have any exercise?
Oh, exercise today?
Well, habits. What are your exercise habits?
Oh, what are my exercise habits? Oh, okay. So I combine them with like gentle strength training and sports. I like playing basketball. I like playing pickleball. What I do is I'll run a mile and then I'll play pickleball and then I run a mile again after that as well. You know,
Daily?
not daily, no. I wasn't. I mean, this year I'm probably going to be like out of town a lot, speaking gigs and everything. So I try to when I can. One thing I do daily, I try to run. You know, walk a mile. I'm an avid mall walker too. I'm a mall walker. Yeah, I'll be walking that mall all day.
Talk to people, right?
You can talk to people, form. Hey, where you your family from? Yeah, that's really.
Because maybe you did a bodybuilding that it created habits.
Yep. Cool beans. Well, all right,
Thank you.
we good? All right, thank you, everyone.
So, did you figure how many Walmart trips it took you to get into the groove?
24. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.